The City of Imperial does handle water and sewer for the city. We have a monthly billing system. The water bills go out, and the amount of that bill is based upon the water and sewer usage of the month prior. So for instance, the month of August, account holders used water. That bill goes out in September, and it is for the amount of water that they used in August. The due date is normally a couple weeks after the bill goes out, so the water is due and payable, the bill is due and payable on that date. We do have a waiver time period or an opportunity for the payment to come in a little bit later, because we don't shut the water off until what's called turn-off day. And turn-off day for us at this point in time is today, October the 5th. And that would be for water that was used in the month of August and billed in September. The city has for many years the opportunity or the requirement that there is a $50 monthly delinquency fee if a water payment is not brought in by turn-off date. So even though the bill was due a couple weeks in advance of that, there's sort of a leeway period that you don't have any increases as long as you pay it before turn-off day. This month, there are a number of folks that are at our counter that have never been here before. And it's their sense that they never got a bill in September. Now, I can't judge the accuracy of that. I'm not going to accuse anybody of lying. I don't know if the post office didn't deliver. I don't know if there was a problem and something got lost. But we're going to try to find out what happened to that. We are looking at a different method of sending out bills, but it's much more expensive. And we're trying to keep our costs low. That may not be what people think is happening, but that is what we're trying to do. You may have noticed that we have almost everybody who's available at the front counter today, because we have many more people this month than we normally do. And so there's some concern about why that's happening. The bills for water used in September were sent out in a paperless form on an email account to our account holders, or if they wanted to do an online payment, we can do it as an automatic payment. That's an automatic withdrawal from a bank. People can come in and make their payments here in place in City Hall, or they can call us and they can give us a credit card, and we could do their payment over the phone with a credit card. So we have a number of methods in order to take payments. When people have the need to come into City Hall, we do try to handle them as quickly as we can. The October payments that went out Monday and yesterday are for water usage that was in September that will not be due until November. However, if people hadn't paid their September bill for the August usage, the turn-off date for that is today. So there's a lot of confusion over how that works, and the dates are spelled out on the bill. So they need to check their bill. So this is the September bill. It's for how much I used in August, and I have to pay this bill by X date. Okay? As long as they pay it by then, or at least before turn-off day the following month, there's no additional fee. And they'll get another bill for the amount of water that they used in September, and that will be paid, due and payable in November, because that bill will go out in the month of October. When somebody has a problem making payments, we try to work with them as much as possible. We have as many people as possible at the front counter trying to provide people service. They're not happy. The staff aren't happy hearing the complaints because they feel badly, but it's their job to work with the customers, and they're doing a fine opportunity to do that. They're trying as hard as they can. But it's frustrating when you're standing in line and waiting to make a payment that you really don't want to pay, and you don't understand why you have to pay that. So there's an education system that we're trying to instill, and we're trying to do that as customer friendly as possible. Now, I know to a lot of citizens, they don't believe that. You know, if you're standing out front and you're not getting service quickly, or you don't agree with the payment, I certainly understand that perspective. And you know, it can be on any sort of a bill, from a department store to another utility. If you don't understand it and you don't like it, you're not happy with it, and I appreciate that. The city council members had an opportunity to increase their rates, or rather lessen the amount of capacity available in Tier 1 a couple of months ago. But they know that people in the city of Imperial, like most others in the world, particularly Imperial County, have trouble these days making bills. The economy just isn't there, the money's not there, and people are trying the best that they can to get by. So the council chose not to make a change and not make an increase, because they wanted to give people the opportunity to not have to pay more. The rate structure was put in place a couple of years ago. There are no additional rates that are going to be going up for, I think it's 4 more years. So these rates are going to pretty much stay. There won't be any need to go up higher unless, heaven forbid, there's some other major catastrophe that happens to the water system and we have to find some other alternatives. But we'll do everything we can to find a way out of that if that were to ever happen. We have people that habitually, for perhaps no fault of their own or just because of lack of personal organization, have trouble with getting in on time to make their bill payments. They're on the water turnoff list every month. And they come in and they're not happy, but we try to work with them and, you know, move things along. There are a number of others, particularly this month, that are at the front counter for the very first time. They've never had to do this before. They don't understand why. They're frustrated with having to take time off of their day, and they're mad because they have no water at home. Or they got a bill that says there's a delinquency fee. And we're trying to work with them to help them understand why that is. We need to look at what happened with the billing cycle in September and find out why that happened, because this is unusual. It doesn't happen like this every month. This is an unusual occurrence, and we're trying to find out why and what's going on.